We have some really, really important times coming up. Like this is the most imperative time in our political history, I think, coming up.
With the election around the corner, things are getting wild in a way no one expected. Former President Donald Trump is out here going head-to-head with none other than pop queen Taylor Swift. Yep, you read that right. T-Swift. And while she is not even running for office, you'd think she is his actual opponent. So the drama hit a massive peak when Trump threw some serious shade at Taylor, expressing a strong dislike for her by saying in a tweet, "I hate Taylor Swift." But Swifties don't play, and they clapped back hard. And now it feels like the whole country is tuning into this feud. People who weren't even planning to vote are suddenly paying attention, because let's be real, who can resist some tea like this? Honestly, this drama has gone beyond just social media rants and petty online drama. Taylor's using her massive platform to talk about issues that actually matter, and people, especially Gen Z and millennials, aka young voters, are eating it up. She's calling for women's rights and equality, and to no one's surprise, she is not shy about dragging Trump's policies. The way she is speaking out might just inspire a whole new wave of young voters to hit the polls. But here's where things get interesting. Trump's actual opponent in this election is Kamala Harris. And guess what? All this attention on the Taylor versus Trump saga could be a massive win for Kamala. While Trump's busy beefing with Taylor, Harris is out here working, and she is low-key gaining ground in the polls. And with everything going on, it really leaves you asking if Taylor's influence could push more young voters towards Kamala, and if Trump's obsession with clapping back at Taylor will actually backfire on him. One thing's for sure, this Swift versus Trump drama is a plot twist no one saw coming, and if Trump isn't careful, he might just hand the victory to Kamala, with Taylor standing on the sidelines, giving a little wink like she planned it all along. But you might be asking, why is Taylor so invested in this election? Like, there are tons of celebs who haven't even bothered to say a thing yet, so why Taylor? What's got her so fired up? Well, let's break it down. First off, Taylor's always been about empowerment and standing up for what's right. Remember how she fought for artists to get paid fairly and took on big corporations? Yeah, that wasn't just about music. She's been all about using her platform for bigger causes. But when it comes to this election, things feel different. She has not only endorsed Kamala Harris, but she is all in on making sure people vote. Think about it. If she just sat back and said, "Hey y'all, voting's cool, peace out," that might work for some celebs. But Taylor? She knows her influence is major, and she is using it to call out real issues. And also false narratives that Trump's campaign might be trying to use to win the elections. Now, here's the wildest twist yet. Apparently, Trump's team decided to drop an AI-generated image of Taylor Swift, making it look like she was endorsing Trump for president. Like, what? Not only did this annoy Taylor, but it also pushed her to come out swinging. She was simply not having it. Taylor clapped back hard, calling out the use of her image without her permission. She even went on to say, "It really conjured up my fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation. It brought me to the conclusion that I need to be very transparent about my actual plans for this election as a voter. The simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth." And just like that, Taylor wasn't just a passive voice in the background anymore. This move forced her hand, and now everyone began watching even closer to see what she will do next. Will she endorse someone for real, or will she just keep pushing for people to vote while making sure her message isn't twisted by fake news? One thing's clear. That AI move from Trump's team totally backfired. Not only did they irritate one of the most powerful voices in pop culture, but they also gave her a platform to call out the dangers of AI and fake news, all while staying true to her message about transparency and truth. So, after all the back and forth, Taylor Swift finally spoke her truth, and it hit hard. Shortly after Kamala Harris's debate with former President Donald Trump on September 10th, Taylor openly endorsed Harris for president and Tim Walz for vice president. This was a big move. In her Instagram post, Taylor didn't hold back. She wrote, "I think she is a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. That message, still up on her account as of September 26th, sparking even more conversation online. And Trump and his supporters are not happy. Apparently, Taylor Swift's support for Kamala Harris has seriously rattled the Trump campaign. Word on the street is they're shocked. And it's no surprise. Taylor's influence is massive, and they know she could tilt the election closer to Kamala and farther from Trump. Think about it. Taylor's reach isn't just about music anymore. She's got millions of young, engaged fans who listen when she speaks. So when she stepped into the political arena, it hit Trump's camp harder than they expected. They were banking on maintaining control over certain voter bases, but Taylor's endorsement for Harris and Walz? That's a major curveball. Behind the scenes, Trump's team is scrambling, trying to figure out how to counter this sudden wave of energy Taylor's brought to the race. They know her influence could pull in voters who might have stayed home or been undecided. But here's the thing. Trump's team is still trying to downplay Taylor's endorsement, acting like her opinion doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. They're out here saying it's just another celeb voicing an opinion, but they might be in for a big surprise. Why? Because we've already seen the power of Taylor Swift's influence. Remember when she gave that speech at the VMAs calling on young people to register and vote? It wasn't just talk. Taylor's words drove more than 400,000 visitors to a U.S. voter information site in just 24 hours. That's a site that usually sees about 20,000 visits. The surge was all thanks to her endorsement post for Harris, showing just how real her impact is. And while political experts can't fully confirm if Taylor's endorsement will convert directly into votes for Kamala, there's no doubt it has brought way more awareness to her campaign. People are suddenly paying closer attention, especially since there are plenty of voters out there saying they need to know her more. Interestingly, there have been multiple reports swirling around that Taylor Swift regrets publicly endorsing Kamala Harris. But here's the thing, those claims have turned out to be completely false. In fact, many believe it's just another attempt by Trump supporters to downplay Taylor's influence and her support for Kamala. These rumors seem like a calculated move to create confusion and make it look like Taylor's backing off. But the reality? Taylor hasn't shown any signs of regret. Her endorsement is still up on her Instagram, and she's been crystal clear about her stance. And attempts to spin the narrative aren't sticking. So how's Trump actually handling Taylor Swift's refusal to support him? Well, let's just say he's not taking it well. True to his style, when Trump's upset, he makes it known. During a call into Fox News on Wednesday morning, he was asked how he felt about Swift endorsing Kamala Harris. His response? Typical Trump. "I actually like Mrs. Mahomes much better," Trump said, referencing Brittany Mahomes, the wife of Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Brittany, who's friends with Taylor, recently found herself in the middle of a controversy after liking several pro-Trump comments on social media. Trump's little dig wasn't exactly subtle. He also added, "I was not a Taylor Swift fan. It was just a question of time. You couldn't possibly endorse Biden. But she's a very liberal person. She seems to always endorse a Democrat, and she'll probably pay a price for it in the marketplace." Now, that last part, pay a price in the marketplace, definitely sounds like a low-key threat from Trump. It's no secret that he holds grudges, especially when it comes to public figures who don't support him. But the idea of him trying to mess with Taylor's career feels like a long shot. So do you think Trump could actually make things difficult for her? Could he try to ruin Taylor's career? And do you see her losing a lot of her fans because of this drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.